Radio, Wham 1180, welcomes you to the Seniors Rock Show, presented by Benefit Representatives of America, your local Social Security and Medicare experts. The Seniors Rock Show, fun, entertaining, and important info for all adults. Join in with your comments or questions. Call 222-1180 or 1-800-295-1180. Now, live from the News Radio Wham 1180 studios in downtown Rochester, here's your host, Joanna Palvino.
And welcome to the Seniors Rock Radio Show. I'm estate planning attorney Mike Robinson. I'm here with host Joanna Palvino. Joanna will be on the air with us shortly. We've got Noah in the studio holding down the fort for us. And one of our show's long-standing sponsors, Hart Hearing and Balance Centers, is our first guest today, and we're supporting them in their first annual Steve Hart Memorial Golf Tournament. Proceeds from the tournament are being donated to the Glioblastoma Foundation. And Joanna, you've got some more to share with us about that foundation. Well, I can tell you that the foundation is on the front lines of finding a cure for this terrible disease. And Dr. Peter Hart is leading the charge in this fundraiser in honor of his late father, Dr. Stephen Hart. Dr. Peter is an audiologist, as was his dad, who founded Hart Hearing and Balance Centers almost 50 years ago. And he's here today to tell us about the tournament and how we might help. And Peter, of course, condolences on your loss, and thanks for joining us today.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Hi, Dr. Peter. It's Joanna. Thank you so much for being here.
Joanna.
And it's always great to have you on. And today it's a different thing that you're talking about. Usually it's about hearing, but today I think what you're going to talk about is very honorable and educational. So thank you for that. Let's start with, what is glioblastoma? Tell folks what it is and what is the prognosis for that, doctor?
So glioblastoma it's an aggressive primary brain tumor, which means it originates in the brain. So it's not a cancer that metastasizes from somewhere else in the body, but it's very aggressive. The prognosis is poor. There's no cure. The treatment is, more to kind of prolong life, and the average life expectancy is, I'd say, 1 to 2 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's scary. I know a couple of other people too. And so I'm glad we're bringing this information to the listeners. So if there are no warning signs, because it's a terrible disease, there are no known preventative measures, no known cure, right? So what can we do? Tell us what we can do.
Yeah, I mean, really the only thing we can do is help fund research to try to, research and develop more effective treatments. A cure would be great, obviously, because there's no warning signs, there's no known causes, so we don't really know what causes it. But trying to donate to various foundations like the Glioblastoma Foundation to fund research to try to find more effective treatments and cures.
And Peter, I know something you've done is you've organized this first annual Steve Hart Memorial Golf Tournament. What can you tell us about that?
Yeah, so it is this coming Friday, so it's the Friday the 15th, and we're having it at Shadow Lake Golf Club, which is 1850 5 Mile Line Road in Penfield, which is a great venue. We have, unfortunately, the registration closed yesterday, but we have had a really good response. We're pretty much at capacity. I don't know the exact numbers of how much we've raised so far, but, we hope this is the first year we're doing it, but we're hoping, year after year, it just grows and gains momentum.
Got it. And the proceeds, they're all being donated to the Glioblastoma Foundation, correct, to fund research?
Yep. So the proceeds from the registrations to the sponsorships, and Joanna, thank you for sponsoring and, having some other people help sponsor some raffle gifts for us. But so all the proceeds are going to the Glioblastoma Foundation.
We are happy to do it, Doctor. And I know you can make donations, and the website, I want to make sure we mention this a couple of times, is birdease.com. So birdease, I guess is how to say it, but it's spelled BIRDEASE.com. And that is / Steve Hart Memorial. And folks, you can still donate. You can still go on and, do something yourself about this terrible disease. And Dr. Peter Hart is with us if you just tuned in, and he is with Hart Hearing and Balance Centers. And they've been a long time supporter of Seniors Rock, and we want to be sure we're supporting them now in this great effort golf tournament. And we encourage listeners to help fund it and to research to fight and end this aggressive cancer by donating, again, at birdease.com, and that's BIRDEASE. Doctor, how has it been planning an event like this? Because I have planned events in the past for a large number of people. Did you get involved yourself, or did you get a lot of help?
So actually, my younger brother, who lives in Massachusetts, he's a big golfer. So he was kind of the brains behind the operation. Thank God, because I don't think I'd have any idea where to start. So Andrew and my older brother and I were involved as well, but Andrew kind of took the reins. And then some of my dad's good high school friends from Bishop Kearney, who he's remained incredibly close with through the years, they're also really involved.
Excellent. I went to Kearney, so that's wonderful that people step forward, from the past too. And what a great effort that you're doing. And I know it's not easy, and I wish you well on this first tournament. Anything else you want to tell people about what's happening, or some of the other things they can that are in the raffle, for example?
Yeah, so there's a bunch of gift certificates to local restaurants. We have a couple concert tickets. I believe it's the Indigo Girls, one at CMAC and one at Darien Lake that we're raffling off. We're raffling off a guest segment for Seniors Rock. Thank you, Joanna.
Terrific.
We have some Z-Barts gift cards, so they do auto detailing. So we have, I think, 2 or 3 Z-Barts gift cards that we're going to be raffling off. I don't have the list in front, but the donations have been incredible. Exceeded
awesome.
Our expectations on what organizations donated. And for the first year, that was our big concern, but people really stepped up in that way.
Yeah, that sounds great.
That's great. And I know Mike's a golfer. I personally am not a golfer. My brothers never would let me go because I talk too much. That's what they said. So I am not a golfer, but are you a golfer, Doctor?
I am not. So this is going to be interesting.
You're not either. Okay, are you going to drive the cart, or what are you going to do?
I'll go out once or twice a year, and I'll, eventually, probably after 10 or 11 holes, give up, but or run out of balls because I've lost them all. But it'll be fun. And I'm going to golf with with my dad's set of clubs. So that'll be honoring him, and hopefully I, make him proud and don't ruin the legacy of those clubs.
Oh, I'm sure he'll be there with you at every hole, and he'll be rooting you on. And maybe you'll, have a fantastic game. You'll have to let us know if you would. I would love to hear.
I will. I'll let you know, and I'll be honest.
All right, great. And what is happening at Hart Hearing and Balance Centers? What's the latest over there?
Yeah, things are going well. We recently hired a new audiologist, Greg Horton, who he was on your show.
Yep.
Maybe.
Yeah, very interesting guy. He's the one that specializes in ear protection for musicians. If you didn't hear that segment.
Yep.
Exactly. Yeah, he's used to be a touring musician prior to becoming an audiologist, and then when then he transitioned into audiology, and so he really specializes in obviously the stuff that we all do, hearing aids, diagnosis of hearing loss, but he really specializes in sort of preventative measures for everyone, but primarily musicians, because their hearing is really their livelihood.
Yeah, and those of us who spent a few years back in the 60s and 70s listening to loud music. He's good for that too, as you all are. Thank you for joining us, Dr. Peter Hart, and we hope everyone will stand up and and help with this, to end this aggressive cancer. Thank you for what you're doing, and we'll have you on again soon, hopefully. We'll want to
And I
hear
really
about how
appreciate
you
your
did.
support
All right?
again.
You got it. Anytime. Take care. Now, next,
All right,
folks,
thank
we're
you.
going to find out. You got it. Next, we're going to find out what's new at the zoo with the president and CEO of the Seneca Park Zoo Society. Pamela Reed Sanchez is with us, and if you're lucky, you could win a year's membership to the zoo yourself. Find out how after the break on News Radio WHAM 1180 and the Seniors Rock Radio Show.
In the jungle, the mighty jungle, the lion sleeps tonight. In the jungle, the quiet jungle, the lion sleeps tonight.
And welcome back to Seniors Rock Radio. Pamela Reed Sanchez is the president and CEO of the Seneca Park Zoo Society, and she's been in that role now for 11 years. She's a passionate advocate for species survival and human action to impact environmental sustainability. Pamela believes that collectively our actions can make a difference for African elephants, for eastern Massasauga rattlesnakes, for North American river otters, and especially for our children and our grandchildren. Welcome, Pamela Reed Sanchez.
Thank you, Mike. It's good to be here.
Welcome back, Pamela. You were on the last time, it was 2020, and we were going into the COVID lockdown. This is quite a few things have happened since then, so I'm excited to have you on. And always feel like protecting and caring for animals is vital. That's for a healthy planet. And today, or for everything, and today we're going to remind everybody that the zoo isn't just for kids. We just talked about that on the break. In the zoo, as it is a great place to be and get involved at all, for all ages. So I'll start with the questions and ask you what's coming up at the zoo that might be of interest to older adults. We're going to start with that because it is Seniors Rock.
Sure. And I qualify now. I can't believe it's been 5 years since I've been on, Joanna. That's crazy to think about. There's so many things happening at the zoo every single day. We do have some special events coming up that we can talk about, but I really want to remind people that, you don't need a child with you when you come to the zoo. The zoo is so much more than a place to visit when you have children with you. We are a conservation organization, but we're also a place where people find wonder and joy and hope. And we never outgrow those things, or we shouldn't outgrow those things. And when I talk about wonder, you look into the eyes of an African lion or our white rhino, and that you have this connection, and you get excited. You think what's happening with this animal, its counterpart out in nature. And when you really think about what's happening to this planet and what human action has done and what human action can do to bring things back, like the North American river otters that were extinct in our region. And the zoo decades ago was involved in repatriating them to this region. And now through the work that we've done and others have done, we know that they are living and thriving right here in the Genesee River on the Erie Canal. So I always want people to know that there's so much more than coming to visit. Having said that, come visit. We have great membership for all ages. We have a senior membership or a grandparent membership. We also have memberships for people of lower income means. If you're on SNAP benefits, we have a special membership. We have, if you like to walk every day, we have people that come every day. People of all ages come and just walk, and you get to see the animals in different ways than you do if you only come once a year or every 2 years. You really fosters really great connections with the animals and the people that are there taking care of them and are there talking about the animals. We have early morning rise and shine cart tours for people who maybe don't have the same mobility and want to get on a cart. If you like to get up early, those are at 8:30, and you can find out more about those on our website. We have lots of volunteer opportunities for people of all ages. And if you love interacting with the public, we really would love for you to think about becoming a zoo ambassador and come and get some training and talk about North American river otters or talk about giraffes or whatever it might be. We'd love to have you be involved. And we do have some, go ahead, Joanna.
I was going to say you have ambassador animals as well, right?
We have ambassador animals. Well, we like to think that all of the animals there are really ambassadors for their species, but the ones that we call ambassador animals are the ones that leave the grounds or that are brought out for special programs that you can do a meet and greet in the morning with them or different times of the day, or they might go out on our Zoomobile. But we do have some 21 and over events that I would be remiss not to talk about. We have Zubru. We have 2 more Zubrus this season, August 15th and September 5th. August 15th is Latin night, and September 5th, we always have 3 different musical groups at Zubru. So you can come and stroll and hear different music. And if the first band's not your thing, maybe the second one is, or maybe the acoustic group. September 5th is Monica Hall Band, Shades, and Neil Van Doren. They're all terrific. If Zubru is not your thing, we have a wine tasting event. This is the second year we're doing it. It's called Wine for Wildlife. It is a higher ticket price, but it's wine tastings and tapas. There's more than 50 wines that will be introduced, and all of these wines are sustainable and environmentally conscious wines. So the idea is that even when you're drinking wine, you can do it in a way that benefits the earth.
Well, I like that idea.
I mean, everything we do is trying to get people to think about the actions that they take. And so much of it is responsible consumerism, or what do you do with your fertilizer and your grass cuttings and keeping them out of the storm drains.
And folks, stay with us. We're going to continue our conversation with Pamela Reed Sanchez, President and CEO of the Seneca Park Zoo Society, right after the break. And you'll get a chance to win a membership to the zoo for you, right here on Wham 1180.
Neil, we're going to continue now talking with the president and CEO of the zoo, and that's the Seneca Park Zoo Society. Her name is Pamela Reed Sanchez, and we're talking about the importance of animals and why their presence on Earth is critical for the health of the planet and for human well-being. Pamela is an environmentalist at heart, and in her off time, you can find her kayaking or writing nature-based prose and poetry. So nice to have you here.
It's good to be here.
Yeah, and I know Mike had a question there.
Well, Pam, in the previous segment, you had mentioned that the zoo is a conservation organization. Tell us more about the zoo's mission and why this work is so important.
Sure. So our mission statement is very simple. It's that the zoo will inspire our community to connect with, care for, and conserve wildlife and wild places. And it's really about people more than animals. It's about people acting on behalf of saving the things that they love, which are animals, and the importance of those to our life, to the planet. I like to say that our job is having people fall in love with the living world, because when you fall in love with something, you behave differently. You act on its behalf. So we want you to come to the zoo and have a great time, or go to a Zoomobile experience, come across us at a festival that you go to, have a wonderful time, have that connection, get excited about that species that you're seeing, then learn something about it and say, you know what, I can do something in my own life that can make a difference for the environment, whether it's for lake sturgeon and river otters here, or our pollinators. Our monarchs need us desperately to care about them and set up our own backyards to care for them and attract them. Or whether it's you come to Zubru and that helps support International Elephant Foundation. We've raised over $80,000 over the last years for the International Elephant Foundation for elephant conservation. We do grants every year to Snow Leopard Trust and Polar Bears International and all kinds of work that we do. But the most important thing is for people to know that this is everybody's responsibility. This doesn't belong to a subset of people who are the real animal lovers or the real tree huggers. It takes all of us to get involved and to pick up the trash from the ground and to make sure we know where our seafood is coming from when we buy it. I mean, there's little actions that everybody can take every day. And if everyone takes some action, collectively, that's going to move the needle for us.
Absolutely. I love it. And as I said earlier, I've got a pollinator garden and I think, the monarchs and the bees, and there is starting to be a lot more attention paid to these things because it is so important. I mean, if we didn't have these
It's
things,
so
we're going to be in
important.
big trouble.
Our
Right.
food sources, our agriculture, our region, is heavily dependent on agriculture. Not to mention that all of us need it, need it for our
Right.
bodies. But
Absolutely.
it would be devastating if the bees disappeared. And
Hmm.
so, just educating people on that. We do an event in the spring called Birds, Bees, and Brews, and again, teaching people if you love beer, you should care about pollinators. If you
There you
love,
go.
it's
Most people
they're
won't
just
make
so
that
essential.
connection, but yeah, there you
Yeah,
have
and
it.
we
That's
actually
true.
we created our own native seed mix because we want to make sure that people are using the right native seeds to attract our native pollinators. So you
Wait,
can
can
find
we
it on
buy
our
it?
website. Yeah, you can find it on our
Oh,
website and order it from us there. There's lots of different mixes, but it guarantees you that you've got the right seeds for our pollinators.
awesome.
And
I like it.
another little step, and that you're supporting an organization that is deeply rooted in this. I like to say that investing in the zoo is investing in the world that you want to see,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah.
as a world where we all have clean air, clean water, healthy soil, um, and the
Mhm.
animals are thriving again. That's what our kids deserve. That's what our grandchildren deserve.
Absolutely. You couldn't say it any better than that. And okay, so we're talking about how individuals can do, what they can do and the things you can do, the events. What about local businesses? What if they want to get involved, Pamela? What
There's
would they be
lots
able
of
to do?
things. We love having local businesses involved, and there's everything from you can have a private group during a zoo brew, bring in and you've got your own special area set up. If you want to have a volunteer day, um, we can organize that. If you want to
Oh, I
send
like
a
that.
group out on one of our community cleanups, we have a big cleanup. We've got 3 coming up in August.
Hmm.
There's one on August 20th at the Lightfoot Rec Center. There's one on August 23rd on the Rest River Walk. And then August 24th is a big one made possible by Corona, actually, at Turning Point Park.
Oh,
Great to send. We love to have businesses come out. M&T comes out. Bank of America, Connecta, a lot of people will send a group of volunteers. It's a great team building exercise. So there's
absolutely.
lots of opportunities like that, as well as, of course, sponsorships for the different things that we do. Yeah,
Excellent.
great
Great.
So,
Yeah.
question.
folks, there's something for everyone. Absolutely.
Yeah. So, the last time you were here, we said it was right at the start of COVID, and Pamela, you had just started your virtual programs. Are you still offering those?
I think they were successful for us, and we will still occasionally do one in the wintertime, but in the summertime, there isn't the same appetite for them.
Sure.
And people, I think, got a little burned out on doing Zoom calls at night and webinars.
Hmm.
And so we've taken a break from some of those. But one of the things that we are looking at for this fall and in 2026 is bringing back some more adult education. That some of that would be online through webinars and things like that. If there's an appetite for it, we love to do it. There's so much expertise at our zoo. There's so many people who are
Yeah.
deeply involved in conservation or can talk to you about how to take care of a polar bear. And so I think having those opportunities for people, we're going to look at bringing that back. Yeah.
I think we should introduce you to the folks at Ollie at RIT too. I mean, I don't know how familiar you are with that, but they do classes for adults, and that you'd have some great people
Yeah,
to put in
we
there
sure would.
for those classes.
It'd
So
be great.
I made a note. We will
Thanks.
connect. It's all about all of us working together for
It
the
sure
greater
is.
good. And I'm not going to let you go without asking you the question I have. What is your favorite animal, Pamela? Will you tell us? Do you have
Okay.
one?
I do. And it might be surprising. Yeah, I love all of the animals, but the ones that really get me excited are our Panamanian golden frogs. They are little jewel-like yellow frogs, and they are an amazing story because they are extinct in nature. They
Hmm.
only exist in zoos and other conservation organizations that are working hard to raise the next generation to have sort of this conservation arc. There's an assurance colony. Hopefully we can put them back in nature one way, but there's such a
Well,
great story and they're beautiful.
they are beautiful. I think I posted one of them on the Facebook page this morning. Pamela Reed Sanchez, thank you so much for all of the work that you do and for joining us today. We will have you back before 5 years goes by again.
Good.
And folks, you can visit her at the Seneca Park Zoo, and you can go to the website to get more information. And if you'd like to win a year's membership for one adult to the zoo, guess what? Call right now, 585-222-1180. 222-1180. The third caller will win, and it's a membership to the zoo for a whole year. And guess what? We're celebrating the 3 North American river otters that were born at the zoo in January. So that's why the third caller. Come on, give us a call, 222-1180. You can win a membership right now.
Seniors Rock Radio. Bumped into the last couple of segments with some Jerry Garcia music. We're remembering Jerry today. He passed away 30 years ago today, Joanna. So left a big hole for Deadheads.
Yeah, I'll say. I can't believe it's 30 years. Ay. Time flies when you're having fun.
It does indeed. But hey, isn't it nice to have a little bit of relief from the wildfire smoke today?
Yes, thank you very much. I can't wait to go out and actually breathe outside air again.
I know it has been something. I will say though, the sunsets have been really pretty the last several days.
That's true.
So a little bit of a silver lining. Also, I saw the sturgeon moon yesterday morning as it was starting to set, and that was pretty orange itself. So, but folks, the big event is a little before 9 o'clock tonight. That's when it rises. Unfortunately, you have to have a clear view to the south in order to see it. It seems to be tracking pretty low to the horizon in the south.
Do you have one of those at your house?
No, so I get to see it when it's setting. I don't get to see it rise. And
I was going to tell everyone to come to your house if you did.
There you go. Yeah, well, you come over. We'll have the coffee on.
Coffee.
All right. Well, the nice thing is, though, if you do have that, if you have that southern view, it's just before 9 o'clock. It's not something you have to be up, at 2 in the morning, like with the meteor showers that are also happening, which are pretty spectacular.
Yeah. Why do they call it a sturgeon moon? Isn't that a fish? Because I do have a little trivia for you about the fish.
Yeah.
Let
me
stump Noah. Let me stump Noah because you might know this one. Okay, Noah. Do you know how long a sturgeon fish can live, a lake sturgeon? Don't look it up.
I have no clue.
Okay, 150 years. How about that? I thought that was shocking.
That's incredible.
Yeah, and they get very large. So I'm thinking maybe that has something to do with the moon. Is it going to be large? Is that why?
No, actually, so the indigenous peoples here in North America, apparently this was a time of year where they caught a lot of sturgeon.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Yeah, but I know it also, some native peoples here called it the corn moon, although it's not, maybe it's harvest time, I guess. Well, yeah, sweet corn's starting to show up, so there you go.
No, we've had some. I don't know. With the way things are, we have that stuff pretty much year round in the grocery store. But I do like to support the local farmers, and I know all the local farm markets are open, so that's somewhere to go this weekend if you want to get out and get some fresh air and some fresh fruit and some fresh vegetables. And all right, what else you got going on?
Well, again, if you are a night owl, the Perseid showers are going to peak Tuesday and Wednesday night this week. So get up.
Okay.
Get up. You can go back to bed afterwards.
Awesome. What time is that?
Oh, I don't know. Usually it gets going in the best intensity sometime after midnight. So between midnight and 2, something like that.
You can forget about it. Anyway, thank you for mentioning that, and also what you usually mention at the end of your show.
Yeah. Hey, again, thanks for spending some time with us. I hope you enjoy your weekend. Have a great week. Be well and be kind.
Terrific. Thank you. And I hope you have a great weekend too, Mike. Thanks for joining us today. And Noah, thank you for being here. And I wanted to mention, folks, we had Hannah Z on last week, Lori, and they have changed the date for the grand opening. We're excited about this because it isn't a social adult day program. We do need those in town. In fact, in COVID, a lot of them had closed since COVID. So this is going to be the grand opening is now on Friday, September 5th. It's at 751 Long Pond Road, and the public is welcome. They're going to open their doors. This is not a typical day center, folks. It's really a cool destination where people can reconnect and explore and truly enjoy their day. So, for example, they're going to have entertainment while they're having, their meals, and it's just a really beautiful place. I've had the tour, so we'll be talking more about Hannah Z. And I have a little quote to end the show here today, and it's from Anatole France. And he once said, "Until one has loved an animal, a part of one's soul remains unawakened." Don't forget, love your animals, love the zoo, help the zoo, because this is important for conservation. They do so much for us. Next week, we'll have Gigi from Touching Hearts at Home and National Wellness Month. We're going to talk about that with Peter Gordon and Indoor Air Professionals. Please come back. Especially be grateful, folks, for the wisdom and the personal freedom that age can give us, because you know what we say every week? Seniors rock.